Coming to you live from the internet, it's more Link to the Past randomizer league action here on the ALTTPR League at Twitch. My name is Tyler Salt. I am joined in the commentary booth by Star1468. Star, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, and you?
I am doing fantastic. We have a top of the table race for you here today between alkalineace of reliable archery aces and Matkap of Blue Balls United at the top of the Tower of Hera division, and lots of playoff consequences to this race.
Yep. Looking forward to a good race here. Elka, one of the Francophone community members, I believe Matkap is from the Spaniard community. I know Elka fairly well. I am not as familiar with Matkap, so let's see how this goes.
You're certainly doing well in the league this season. We've got Oro hitting buttons. They're going to do a great job for us, and thanks to Yoinker's wife for putting together the restream. This is week 6 here in the league, which means we are doing a pretty standard open seed. So nothing too fancy here today, but should get some good rando action, and we're going to get started here in just a minute.
Yep, and hi chat, salut Kapka, and our tracker Oro as well.
Hooray, chat.
Reminds me.
The real winners.
Yeah, don't forget to give our runners a follow, Elka and Matkap, as well as my co-com Tyler, our tracker Oro, and our restreamer Yoinker's wife as we get going.
Divergence right away. We find a green potion in the sanctuary, and blue mail right away in Link's house. Always nice to have that early on.
Yep, check. Red Crystal Eastern, I think that was Crystal Hera, and I, as usual, did not catch Desert.
They were both crystals, so we got Red Crystal at Eastern, and then normal crystals at Desert and Hera.
Always nice to have. Elka playing with the Medley sprite from Wind Waker. I am not actually sure what Matkap is using on the other side, as we get Quake off the Uncle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recognize that sprite for Matkap either, but she is pretty cute, so I'm here for it.
She is. Uncle chests some bombs, not a bad early find. Lumberjack Ledge is another bottle. All right, they're not getting that.
Not going back for that for sure. All right, alkalineace is out, saving Quinning up to Sank. Gonna get that bottle. Always nice to find a bottle early before you go into Kakariko Village. Lets you knock out Sick Kid on the first trip. Yeah, three crystals in the light world is always nice to see. The three easier dungeons usually, and though the problem with it is that then you've got 3 difficult pendant dungeons, which you're inevitably going to have to dip for something in the dark world.
Yep. Because rando can never be that nice, Steve.
Nah. Tree poles and bush crabs, no help today.
Yep, and a little bit of money ain't bad for the bottle vendor, but other than that, not much. And Matkap decided he's just going to go save quick. Yeah,
with not enough money for bombs and no bombs, makes sense to go south to Link's house and take the south trip into the south route into Kakariko, farm some bombs up by Haunted Grove. alkalineace, on the other hand, has 3 bombs, so he'll be continuing in.
Yep. Minor bit of a time loss for Matkap, but really not a big difference at the moment.
Nah.
Oh yeah, just because Lumberjack Ledge is a bottle doesn't mean they don't need to do Aga anyway, but it will be for Lumberjack.
Matkap 3 for 4 on 50-50 bombs. Wants 1 more pass. 4 bombs would be ideal. There's a 4th. 5 for 6. Man, wish I had that kind of luck there on those 50-50s. Feel like I'm there all day.
That's really good luck. Blind set, 1 rupee, 300 rupees, 3 bombs, and 10 arrows. Not the most useful, but at least it's some quality of life stuff this early, as we see... Is that a hookshot on race game?
Looked like something important. Yeah, and Matkap is headed right there. Is Alka going to be showing us the well? We get 50 rupees. It was an ice rod there at the race game.
Okay, I apparently can't identify items as we get 10 arrows in the back of the well.
That one's really narrow. So it makes sense that
I
it's
saw
hard to see.
something.
Ooh, the boots! Got the
Those are
boots in the
great to have.
well.
Library is a heart piece, so those boots are not needed for that, as we get another heart piece off the bottle vendor. And Cack otherwise really a snooze.
Yeah, so far at least. Our last couple checks here. A heart container at Tavern. The Moon Pearl, need that, in the Chicken Hut. And that early bottle will give us a sword from Sick Kid.
Hey, I'll take that.
I would say nothing that's going to push our runners away necessarily from a South Shore second play. There's no bow. This Matkap misses a bomb there.
Yeah, I think I would still likely to go South Shore just to get those items, because Cack, they'll eventually be useful, but by themselves they don't do a lot. Like Moon Pearl doesn't do anything until you can get Dark World access. Boots are nice, but it only really opens up Library, which is a heart piece, and Bonk Rocks. And the Ice Rod is absolutely useless right now.
We might see Matkap play this all the way toward to Bonk Rocks. I could see that happening.
Yeah, since he came to Cack from the south, he could route it to Bonk Rocks.
Especially because, well, they're going to have to pick up Bottle Vendor here. Anyway, they didn't have Bottle Vendor money until getting into the well anyway. So they'll probably do that right now, though.
Yeah. Nice red for Elka. You don't know if a TR is a crystal, but you're also just not leaving that behind.
No, of course not. You got to pick that up.
It was also just a nice weapon to have in addition. Your sword. And Elka is heading for South Shore as expected.
But do a mini Moldorm cave first. Perhaps splitting these up, like we see some runners do that. They'll do mini Moldorm cave over to Ice Rod cave, and then Dam to Agina as well.
And Matkap is going to save quit to the sink.
This is a quick Bonk Rocks check, I would assume.
I was going to say, that's pretty much the only thing he can do up here. Mini Moldorm Cave, Loopy, Red Rupee, a heart piece, and a shield.
Oh,
Yawn.
Man. Yawn indeed.
Bonk Rocks, more nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Salut Gilbert, je ne sais pas. I don't actually know if Elka has an MSU on. Apologies for the spontaneous French, I will do that sometimes. Pour les fun dans le chat, je peux parler anglais ou français.
Matkap is setting up for Matkap setting up for a Houlihan here.
Yep, and to get another heart piece in Ice Rock Cave. Oh, that ain't it. I think this might be a waterwork. Yep, that's a waterwalk for Alka. Rain.
I like that thinking by Matkap to do that Houlihan. You're guaranteed to have Zora money now, whereas alkalineace is about 100 rupees short of Zora money. Still gonna do this water walk, head over to Waterfall Fairy. Hopefully get bailed out by a big thing of rupees here. 10 arrows and 20 rupees. That's not going to do it.
No, unfortunately, did you catch what the Lake Island was? I saw something red, but I could not tell what.
I think it was garbage.
Zora Ledge, 3 bombs. And I hope for Elka's sake that Zora is a scam. Going to do Front of Escape now. Makes sense. That's for the eastern area right now for check dense locations, as Matkap sprints off to Ice Red Cave.
Both of them skipping the dam.
Yeah.
I like doing back of escape here, to be honest, or front of escape here, to be honest, over Eastern Palace and Saha. I've recently become more interested in doing that, in putting off Eastern and Saha until hopefully you find a bow, especially when Eastern's a crystal.
Yeah, it just feels bad to need to backtrack over there. Yeah, both are runners skipping the dam.
Matkap setting up for a stored water walk. It's going to get it. So in order to do this stored water walk, you do need to nail the fake flipper the first time.
Yeah, there's the map for...
But yeah,
go ahead.
But Matkap headed up to Hobo. You know, we'll see if he decides to use the water walk here or save it and fake flipper back into the water to store that water walk. We know that it won't really matter in the end to find 300 rupees. So making that Houlihan not a big, not great, but. We know it's not going to matter because they're only bombs on Zora Ledge, but if you're gonna do a water walk here and you're not gonna try to store it for the double water walk, then you may as well just hop in the water. Well, I guess you want to save it. You want to be able to dash out of Hobo, so this makes sense. Never mind.
Concerning note, Elga just found the cape in Zelda Cell.
Yay.
We're a lamp from Aga.
Yes, we are.
I will laugh if that lamp is on Zora.
Oh, that would be rude.
It would. It would also be entirely in logic right now. I think not quite in logic, but it would be very, very funny if it was there. We technically need a glove or flippers for Zora right now. I don't know how much they care, though. Matkap probably doesn't care that much. And no, never mind. Master Sword? Okay.
It's another like, you know, Matkap now thinking just as much about Aga as Alka is.
Yeah, because they each have an item for Aga, as there's the key in Dark Cross. So I think, no, that's just me not navigating the Dark Rooms properly. I got lost. I really struggle sometimes with Hero Castle Dark Rooms because I have sense of direction, and I don't primarily play ALTTPR. Damn time for Matkap. Single arrow. Actually, I think this is Elka going for the back of escape from.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, picked up the key from in the Dark Cross chest. Picked up.
Okay, that was the key in the Dark Cross. I wasn't sure if that was the right room. I have. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for clarifying. Finding a heart container, red rupee, and another heart container. Well, that ain't it. Sam is not paying out for Matkap either. Single arrow and a heartbeat.
So
yeah.
So we gotta be looking for a glove here, the hammer somewhere, the flute perhaps. Just 10 arrows on Desert Ledge. So Agina here, our last check before our runners are gonna have to head over into the eastern area, which clearly neither of them wants to do.
No, they would like to see a glove. Ideally, hammer would eventually be useful.
Yeah, hammer doesn't get us any progression.
No. And then there's the fact that we can just get the lamp and be like, wow. And 3 bombs in Nagita means it's time for the eastern area. Matkap might do the escape first, since he hasn't
Yeah,
done
that's
that yet.
possible. He hasn't done that yet. Yeah.
But Alka will end up in the eastern area next, because, I mean, where else are you going?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Is it starting to feel evil? Yeah, a bit.
The smell of Aga intensifies.
Indeed. Because there's just so little left in the game.
Yep. Just 6 items available to our runners over in, or a maximum of 6 items available to our runners over in the eastern area that we're going to see alkalineace check out here momentarily.
It could be as few as 4, if depending on the eastern key layout.
Right.
An item layout. Where's lamp? Probably in, I don't know, the big chest of eastern or something with a big key available. And Zembar in chat has the exact same thought.
Yeah. Alka doing bonk rocks to just put off the eastern area as much as possible. Looks like
Good.
also going to
Yeah.
check lumberjack, which he didn't do before.
I mean, makes sense. When the seed smells this much of Aga, you want to know if there's an item here.
I don't know, if the seed smells this much like Aga and you've got early boots, why check it? Why peek
Maybe.
it? Just go check it when you're up there later.
I don't know. I guess it was just because you're already here. It finds. I assume he can see that item. It sure isn't obvious that it's a bottle from his side, but that we know that it is.
It's
For
nothing.
Matkap,
Nothing we need.
nope. In any case, off to Eastern now for Alka.
So our runners have now done essentially the same checks. Matkap still needs to do a Dark Cross and is up a Zora check on alkalineace, but Zora was nothing.
It was a Master Sword. I would not call that.
Oh, that's excuse
nothing.
me. You're right. You're right. It was a Master Sword. My apologies. So that actually could that could work out in Matkap's favor if alkalineace takes a long time to get up there. There's our hammer.
There's a hammer
in Saha's closet. Again, no actual progression right away. Still looking for a lamp to get to Aga. But it certainly seems like Pod could be in play early on here after an Aga play.
Yeah. We already have a bottle. Sick Kid happened to give us our first sword. Yeah, the cape spun just to rub it in. So even though Alka does not have the Master Sword from Zora, he does have the cape from the scape. Yeah, we're looking for glove or lamp at this point. One or the other will get them Dark World access, either the regular way or by way of Aga.
Yeah, it's true.
Which they find. Matkap did skip the back of his, across the back of escape, I assume, looking for logic. Fair enough. And is off to Eastern as well.
Yeah, and that's going to pay off for Matkap. That was a bunch of time that Matkap doesn't need to spend. That alkalineace did spend going through escape in the dark for a grand total of 2 heart containers.
Pretty much. 2 heart containers and a bit of money. Compass and the big key in the first 2 checks of Easter. So there will be at least 1 item lamp and or bow locked here. Because we don't have Armos Knights available, and technically the big key chest is also out of logics, without a lamp.
All right. There's our lamp.
There's a lamp!
Hello, Aga. How are you? Although I suppose the glove could still be in the big chest here, or in the big key, the vanilla big key chest, which is now in Logic. There's another bottle.
Well, we really needed that, right?
Yeah.
We
Well,
really
I mean,
needed our third bottle of this.
so many swords available to our runners. Well, 2 swords available to our runners, but in so many different ways.
Yeah, but yeah, as expected, there's the lamp. Why are we not surprised? Death Mountain is open with what?
You need a glove up there, yeah. And we wouldn't want to. I wouldn't really want to go up there without a hook shot or a mirror. I anyway, you know.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it won't be required, but.
All right, big key chest. The final check in here is a heart container. All right, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's favorite dark wizard, Aga 1.
It's literally the only check left in the game. Or only thing left to do in the game. By the way, there is not an item on Armos Knights. We never did find that map, so that's where that is.
Do you go? So we're going into Aga. You know, we'll do Aga 1 and then get the pyramid check. Then the question remains, right? If the pyramid is nothing, do you go into Pod, which has a 3 in 7 chance of being pendant, or do you take your hammer and go south to Hype Cave?
That's a good question.
Ice Rod strats.
I mean, you can do a map check to see if Pod is a crystal when you first go to the Dark World, and then make a decision from there potentially. If it is a crystal, you might dip it to see if it's boat locked.
I think I'd take the hammer to Hype first. That would be like Pod's a lot of investment. Matkap is gonna take that lamp and go to the back of Escape here.
That makes sense. Alka does a pretty good job on the ball and chain guards at the very start of it. Aga Tower with just Fighter Sword, which is very nice. I will be thinking that Matkap can get a little bit of an edge on us. He does have Master Sword, which will make the climb a bit easier.
Yeah, definitely. Fighter Sword Aga is not fun.
No, at least they have a lamp. Oh yeah, right. Thank you for the reminder, by the way, in chat. Blue ball guess it. How many do we have today?
Let's
kind of fitting.
I'm just gonna guess the average 3.
I'm gonna go with 4. I counted a league match a couple weeks back with 7. That was fun. Matkap wanted to set up a death ward, but the 2 heart containers in the back are not helping. And neither is Bluebell.
Yeah, and these the rat's doing a quarter heart of damage each time.
Yeah, this feels pretty bad. I mean, it is what it is. It's not like he has a quick way back to the front, but this just feels bad.
He has a quick way back to the front. It's called saving and quitting to Link's house.
I don't honestly know which one would have been faster, though.
I think it might have been faster, to be honest.
with Boots Mingy. Feels bad, though, either way.
But yeah, the worst part of Fighter Sword Tower is, I think, the first room, and then the rooms with the red guards.
So Alka should be okay now. Matkap on that first room. Nicely
Much
done.
faster, yeah. Turns out the dungeon that you're supposed to do right after you get the Master Sword is way easier with the Master Sword.
Who would have thunk? Alright, Aka time for Alka. Let's see how this goes. First blue ball. And a third hit. Pretty decent Aga so far. It seems like kind of appropriate that we're getting an Aga fight on a race with a team Blue Balls United as we get 2 more hits in a row. This is a really nice Aga, actually. And that's that. 1 blue ball.
Only one, huh?
Yeah. Very nice Aga today.
Yeah, it's about as nice as it gets. All right, so 5 rupees, which Alka's. Oh no, excuse me, it's the blue boomerang. That's worth picking up at the ledge. Looks like Alka, with the hammer out, is going to be headed south to Hype Cave.
Yep.
Johnny Two Bombs has a heart piece for us, along with a heart container, the flippers. 5 rupees and 100 rupees. Flips are good.
Yeah. Also a funny location, considering the placement of that Master Sword.
Yep.
So that cave was definitely logically required to do this agate. Oh, Matkap is not having a great day with Aga here. I think he missed at least 1 hit on the first cycle.
Ooh, rough.
Stumpy gives us a red rupee. I don't think we've seen a map chest yet. Map chest, map check. Great.
We've seen neither, recently at least.
I know.
There it is.
There
We got
it is.
pendant ice, green pendant ice, pendant mire, pendant pod, a red crystal at Skull Woods, I believe.
I think you're right. And Matkap does get a second blue ball due to missing a hit on the first cycle of Aga.
Easy to get complacent.
And there we go. 2 rounds of lightning? Yeah. Dig aim is rude, by the way. Sheesh.
All those digs for a single rupee.
Thanks, game. And apparently Nistria had a very different read. Yeah, no, it's Pendant Ice, Pendant Pod, Green Pendant Mire, and Red Crystal Skull Woods.
All right, and speaking of pendant pod, that's our answer.
Where else are we going, honestly?
Where's Leoria?
Not here.
Clearly not.
No, we don't have anything else to do. I mean, bootless pendant pod, not the greatest idea in the world usually, but you don't have anywhere else to go, so you're going bootless pendant pod.
This is the answer. This is it. That's all we got. Fairly linear seed so far.
Yeah, pretty linear. Because Flippers, they've already both done most of the Flippers checks, and Alka's not going to want to go back for Zora for a while.
Yeah, probably not until we get a mirror and a potential catfish check. Zora doesn't exist as far as alkalineace is concerned.
Pretty much. They did pick up a green potion in the sanctuary, so there might be a potion glitch to be had here.
Structural Mike bringing up a good point. Early Ice Rod and Crystal Turtle Rock.
I know, right? What an unusual sight. Alright, first check the pod. It has to be either a key or an item, and it's a key. So let's see, which progression item are they literal last location in pod here?
Let's see. It could be a glove, could be a hook shot. Suppose it could be the flute. That would be very rude.
Could be a
Glove and,
book.
could be a book, I guess. Yeah, glove and hook shot seem the most likely, though. They open up the most stuff.
Oh, they do, but you never know what the game decides to throw at you. Alright, let's check. Bridge chest is the map. Well, that ain't it. There's very little actually available here without a bow. The other main one here is Stalfo's basement. And said last location item is... Oh, okay, that's another key. There's a couple things left in the front, but not much. We've already seen the sick kid. Yeah, it was our first sword, yeah. Time for the potion glitch here for Elka. Like, Matkap's also sprinting off the pond now.
Alright, that setup looks good, and the amazing disappearing Gorias. There they go.
Yep.
So these two pod checks are out of logic. They are a key. And the magic powder. Hello, Magic Cat. How are you?
That's an out of logic check they can do.
Yeah. And there is a key, I believe, in the vanilla big key chest, because we saw the map and we saw the powder.
Yes. Although without bow, I'm pretty sure the back is bow locked. I'm a little confused as to where their logical progression is, because the rest of pod is not in logic.
No, there was
now.
Sure it is. There was a key in the shooter room, and then a key in the Stalfos chest. The back is in logic, just fine.
Isn't the back 4-key locked unless I managed to brain part something?
I don't think so.
I know my ALTTPR logic is bad. More nothing on the compass chest. Fine.
There's
anyway,
our glove.
There's the glove. You room. Probably just me having a brain fart. It's fine, but there's a progression.
Matkap, giving that hover a try, made it about a third of the way.
Good attempt, as
Alka not counting.
There was a
keys.
key on the right side, Mike. Item dependent in open mode. 4 keys do the both 3 keys if you don't. So in this case, they have 3 keys. Not both, right. Let's see, there's the big key. There was one key bow locked in the front, is the answer to chat's question.
So there's our glove in dark basement there, quote unquote. Matkap is mimic clipping rather than using potion camera unlock. Want to save that potion, I suppose.
Yeah. And okay, thanks, chat, for clearing up my confusion. It's a little finicky here for Matkap.
Yeah, I don't know that I get this play. I'm not sure what you're saving that green potion for.
I don't know either. Your only real magical items are Quake, Ice Rod, and Lamb.
There it is, though. We're done.
Gotcha, and thank you for clearing up my wonky logic. I was thinking of key sanity pop logic, probably, but that explains it. Because, yeah, the bow is glove locked because, well, everything apparently is glove locked. We've seen everything but because the glove was a literal last location for our runners, so...
Yeah, just about, at least.
Literal last location other than other things in pot, so... Pretty much.
Both of our runners seem to be having a little bit of key logic trouble here. Matkap not counting items and realizing that the vanilla big key chest has to be a small key, a key for a key, and then alkalineace did the same thing with harmless hellway.
Yep. Blue Bee in the first check of thieves.
Thieves sound fully
Apparently
clearable.
everyone. Yep, has a hammer too to get the big key, but yeah. Chat knows the logic, you know the logic. I and the runners apparently lost track of it. Oops.
In non-key sanity, here are the two things that you need to know about pod logic. There are a minimum of 4 small keys in the front. So if you find 2 things that aren't a small key, everything else left has to be a small key. And
Yeah,
then in the back, as long as you haven't beaten Helma, if after doing Turtle Room and Dark Basement, you still have 3 small keys, then there's something in Harmless Hellway. If you have fewer than 3 small keys, it's a key.
Yeah. I've just found. I know Big Key, Heart Piece, a Blue Bee, and I don't remember the fourth check in the front of Thieves. There's at least 2 items in the front, though. So there's not a lot. There's not a lot in the back here, but it is a crystal, so you're just doing this anyway.
Yep.
And Matkap also opened the Harmless Hellway door.
Learn your pod key logic, kids.
Yeah.
Perhaps doing that to set up a hammer yump, which also, you don't normally see this in open. Unless there's an item in Harmless Hellway, and even then, especially when you don't have the big key, just go in the other door.
Yeah, because the big key's at the top of the maze, so Matkap has to run all the way back through here. Here's an attic, I think was the compass there for Elka, so just gonna continue in Thieves.
We'll see if Matkap follows alkalineace into Thieves Town, or whether either one of our runners is headed to an early Skull Woods play, which is always my favorite thing to do. I'm team Skull Woods. Front of Skull Woods is overworld.
Yeah. There's a small key in Blind Cell, so we can check the big chest here.
Can check? For me, it's more like have to check.
Fair wording, as Matkap does Magic Bat, and Elka finds a heart container.
This Magic Bat check out of logic, but heads up play by Matkap to check it here before going into the Dark World. We don't have to worry about it later.
Yep. Good routing here, and he finds for his troubles a red rupee.
Welp, Magic Bat, not the answer. As alkalineace heads into a blind fight.
This will probably be our first crystal here, almost 30. First dungeon period, even almost 38 minutes in.
Not our first dungeon. So we did Aga. Aga's the dungeon.
Okay, technically, yes. Other than I guess second dungeon then by that definition. 38 minutes in, fairly slow for an open seed.
Radical Sniper makes a good point where since we've already done the south, you do the Village Outcast checks first and then go north to Skullwoods and Bumper Cave. That is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But there's crystal number 1 for alkalineace, 38-minute mark.
Yep. Rather be on the brewery.
Matkap, you only
Did he
opened
just
one chest.
Hello?
That's not how that works.
No, it's not. Good thing it's nothing for him, but whoopsies. Because it is always the second chest that gets you the randomized item and not the
Yes,
first.
it is.
Alright, what's Bumper Ledge? Ether? Okay.
So that cape potentially doubly required.
Yep. And that's a quirky bunny on Matkap's son. Looks a little different from the usual.
A little feminine, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of feminine, I guess. I still don't know what sprite that is, by the way.
I'll pull it up.
Oh, Matkap's league page says has just the regular link sprite, so I have no idea. Yeah, if that had been an important item on chess game, Matkap would have been in some trouble. And I think it's Front of Skull Woods now for Elga. I mean, what's left? Front of Skull Woods.
It's just Front of Skull Woods. Well, I guess Flippers.
Catfish, I think, is available.
No. Oh yeah, Catfish is in Logic now too with the glove.
Yeah, it is. I was trying to remember. I'm really bad at remembering that, but I was like, I'm pretty sure Catfish is advanced. This and Catfish, which is not saying much.
That is the BS Girl sprite by In the Beef.
Gotcha. Oh, Hookshot. That reminds me. Actually, Death Mountain is a thing. We do have Glove and Lamp as well.
Yeah. Now Death Mountain's the play.
Yeah, you definitely go there now. And that's about it for the Front of Skull Woods. Yeah, even before the Hookshot Death Mountain, first Spike Cave and like a couple Old Man and Spectral Rock. Inside Spectral Rock would have been options.
Yeah. Alka is gonna go check the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah. And then I would assume save quit to go to the mountain. Where else are you going?
At this point, yeah, you're gonna do that before you run all the way over to Catfish. Putting that ether medallion to good use.
And
There's our second item out of Skull Woods. It's the bug net.
okay,
So,
well,
we're headed up the mountain, folks.
Yes, we are. Yeah, the bug net really not helpful.
Ooh, just missed the script there. Matkap releasing the spin instead of a poke. So phase 3 here could be a bit more of an adventure. Should be all right. There we go. Well handled. Alkalineace making his way through the Old Man Return Cave. What is he hiding for us here today? It is the Fire Rod. That feels bad,
right?
having just been to Skull Woods.
I mean, it made sense to Skull Woods. It just feels bad.
Yep. I kept remembering that they needed the second chest in chess game, so going back there. Half Magic sitting up on Spec Rock. Was that a shield inside Spec Rock?
I don't actually know.
And Alka is going to go ahead and do Spike Cave. Knock that out early with 12 hearts and Cape and Hook Shot. Get that out of the way. Won't even be using much magic. Just 10 arrows, though. No help. Alka doesn't quite get the hook speed here for the Waffle House drive-thru. Makes it through without too many problems as Matkap heads through Bumper Cave to get to that Ether Medallion. As Alka heads into Paradox Cave, 7 items in here. What's our next
going
progression?
to find. Yeah, I was gonna say this should probably be some kind of progression.
One would hope.
Hera's also available.
Yep, we'll be full clearing Tower of Hera as well for crystal number 2 here. Nothing in the top of Paradox Cave, which is on the bottom.
Nothing in the first 2 chests. Let's go with it. Is what I usually say, since it is a paradox.
My way's funnier.
Fair.
Piece of Heart and a red rupee, and there's our magic mirror in Paradox Cave.
Some placement for it, sheesh.
Yeah, right? 300
300
rupees. Piece of Heart.
Alright, mirror the only thing of note over here, but that is required since Salt's a crystal today.
And that's probably going to be our next stop when we're done with the mountain. Swamp, not only a crystal, but full clearable.
Yeah. They do have mirror, flippers, hammer, and hook shot.
Nice key dash there from Matkap. You'll always key dash if you are lined up on the grid. So if you're up against an item or a wall or something like that.
I believe that was a red rupee on the floating island.
That's what it looked like to me. Alka gonna run over here to Tower of Hera. Pick that up. Gonna get the half magic first. May as well.
Yeah, it's nice to have. Not jokingly, what do we actually need for go mode?
We need a bow. We need a cane of Samaria.
And we need either flute or book for player access.
Right, for desert access.
Yeah, desert access, sorry, yes.
Oh, and the mitts. We need the mitts.
And the mitts, right, thank you. Otka also needs another sword. You kind of can't be gaining a fighter sword.
Yep, still need that. All right, it's the basement for Alka, and he's going to go ahead and head down there. I'll generally do this. I'll generally do this if this is the big key, because I have a pathological dislike of backtracking. So
yeah, I mean, I guess just being thorough since the seed's already been rooted enough. You do have Swamp available, but I guess you're here and you don't want to come back if this is the thing that you need.
Pro tip: if you find yourself messing up the coffee break, a way to be able to poke all of these tiles while not having to slash your sword again each time is start as soon as right as the tile's about to hit you, start charging a dash, and continue holding the B button. If you keep holding the B button and then just kind of over and over start charging a dash, you won't drop your sword.
Yep. Yeah, we're still missing multiple items from go mode. 48 minutes in. Let's see where those end up. There's a good chance at least one of our needed items is somewhere in Swamp at this point.
Yep. No items so far in Tower of Hera. Nice first try Hera pot there from Alka. Our
Red
first
rupee in the
item,
big chest.
a red ruby there. And the compass. Moldorm going to have something for us. As Matkap gets his mirror from Paradox Cave. And Alka headed towards a date with Moldorm. Nice bomb jump there from Matkap. Three hammer hits, and down goes Moldorm for crystal number 2 for Alkalineace, and Moldorm holding the mushroom.
Okay, hi, fetch quests.
Everybody's favorite.
Yep.
Gonna finish up here on the mountain with Spiral Cave, which we just saw on Matkap's side, gonna give us the red mail. Matkap saves and quits, and gonna take that mirror now over to the left-hand side of the mountain.
So yeah, the seed continuing to be very, very dry. We've already seen both items in Skull Woods, so Swamp's really the only place to go.
Yeah, could do mushroom into catfish, but doing that before swamp would be suspicious, I gotta say.
Yeah, that would be pretty weird. So let's see what's in Swamp, because there's a very good chance we've got some type of progression in it.
When I say suspicious, I was just looking for a word. I'm not implying that one of them would be cheating if they did that. It's definitely not what I'm implying.
No, but it would be kind of odd.
It'd be a weird choice. It'd be something we'd ask about in an interview.
Because checking K45, I was like, where is he going?
That makes sense. This is the best time that you're gonna have to check it here.
Pretty much. And it's a herpes. And yeah, chat discussing the Pyramid Fairy, but they can't because they don't have a bow to finish Eastern.
Yeah, a nice thought there, but not gonna work in this instance.
Nope.
All right, Alka headed into Crystal Swamp, 6 items. No Canis Samaria, but bombs will work for Diver Down as well.
There we go. Now kind of trying to set up a spin speed Herapot here. Having a spot of trouble and is going to buffer this one. There we go.
I can learn the visual cues for that buffer. Because whenever I do that, whenever I do the super speed Herapod, I just get super speed and then just brute force it. So just totally plausible to do, but not super ideal.
No. Just the compass in as the first actual check in Swamp.
So we are going to see one item locked behind the left side. She'll need to grab the key there, Alka. Matkap
That would be
gets his
helpful.
mushroom. And crystal number 2 So far, Alkalineace's lead is entirely due to skipping Zora.
Pretty much. So that might come back to bite at some point. We don't know where the other swords are, and you do need at least Master Sword to kill Ganon eventually.
Alka setting up
Usually the
for
seed
a
will
dive
give you.
down here. Yeah. Yeah,
So
you got to assume that you'll find a sword here at some point. There's
yeah,
always a sword in
sometimes
Swamp Palace, for instance.
yeah, sometimes it does get a little bit silly.
Nicely done there on the bomb diver down. That was a tiny thing that made Alka's route a little bit more efficient than Matkap's route. Alka having done Spike Cave first before going over to Paradox Cave. Well, there are the Mitts in Swamp Palace, a classic place for them to be, Mitts in Left Side Swamp. And the Big Key, yikes.
Yeah.
Matkap having done, or let's see, Alka having done Spike Cave before going over to East Death Mountain, was able to save and quit from Spike Cave right back to the old man cave. Matkap having done East Death Mountain first had the mirror, and also having done Aga, then had to save and quit from Spike Cave back to the pyramid, and then mirror back to the Light World, and then save and quit again. So a little bit of time lost there. So there were 2 items locked behind Left Side Swamp. So hopefully for Matkap's sake, even if he decides to skip it on his first trip through, hopefully he decides to go back in, because those mitts are, you need those. You need those. They're required.
Yep. Another nice diver down to pick up 10 arrows and the back. Thanks. And I think you do need to do left side swamp, but you're still missing several items from Go mode.
Yeah,
Tyler.
it would be aggressive to skip it for sure.
It would, as it get $300 in the waterfall.
Especially with there's still a lot that we're looking for, and we're down to not very much being open going into Swamp Palace here. So
No.
those mitts unlock Pendant Ice Palace, for instance.
Yes, they do. Is the primary thing right now. They also do unlock a decent bit of stuff on Dark Death Mountain, but you would
And
probably prefer to get up there with a cane.
the Smith chain as well.
Mm-hmm.
King's Tomb. We got King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge open to us now, as Alka starting to do fighter sword spins against Argus, which is time consuming.
Yes, it is.
Not too bad.
It's either spins or a menu boss with a hammer. So
and the menu boss is still slower.
It is. So Matkap will be able to save a touch of time at the Master Sword on that. Doing a pretty good job though for like that.
Only saving a bunch of time on Master Sword if you do doubles. Otherwise, it's the same. It still requires a spin, right? It doesn't need to be double spins like with the fighter sword, but it's still essentially the same.
Argus is down, gives us 10 arrows, and the third crystal, sorry, folk, 57 minutes in. And Pendant Ice is going to be a really unappealing idea right now, Hurricane. You want to be able to Icebreaker.
Yeah, but there's, I'd sort of rather do it than Smith Chain. Alka disagrees, though, headed right over to Smith Chain immediately.
I don't know, I think they're the same for items. It's just a matter of doing it, I guess.
All right,
Because
Matkap doing left side swamp first is gonna get those mitts, which is good for him.
as mentioned, no real reason to not do left side swamp when you're missing several items still for go mode.
Yeah, it's just a question of whether you do it on your first trip through or your second trip through, and you know it is faster to do it on your first trip through with diver down. So if you're gonna do it, you probably should do it first.
Yeah, the only other thing is you do take the risk of the big keys in the back, and you have to backtrack anyway for the big chest. But in
Yeah.
this case, it works out. Hammer pegs, some bombs. There's the mitts. I mean, to be fair, Smith Chain is a lot of very quick checks. For Elko, just part of the reason why they're doing it now.
Alka also hasn't done Magic Bat yet.
Yeah.
So an extra. There's the
flute.
flute.
All right.
Nice to have. Gets us our desert access.
Yes. Also, it gives us access to Dependent Meyer to go with said desert. That will put Matkap as hope, assuming he does Smith Chain after this, which good question. That will put Matkap a cane from go mode. Elga still needs another sword, so that's sure to turn up on the way somewhere, right?
Presumably, and we still do need. We still might need Bombos as well, and the bow. We still need the bow.
Oh yeah, I forgot the bow is a thing. Right. Yeah, still missing a few items then. We're slowly starting to get there, bit by bit. What a linear seed, though.
Yeah, no, so far not much. And we see Alka is activating the flute before getting purple chest, which makes sense. Turning in purple chest, especially when you've already done K45 and the other South Dark World checks. The flute makes turning in the purple chest pretty trivial. So makes sense to mirror and activate that before going off. But is going to abandon purple chest and just go ahead and use the flute right away.
Yep, just gonna go straight to the Desert Meyer area here.
Also very defensible.
Yeah, I mean, this is progression. There's multiple checks here. What is that medallion?
I could not tell. The quality on Alka's stream is not quite good enough. Way too blurry for me.
And it's super quick checks, too. It's the held heart container and a heart piece, and Meyer said, not really it.
All right. Matkap getting a couple double spins here, a couple double puffs here, so is going to have a bit of a faster Argus fight than Alka.
Alka, slight bit of a mirror bonk there.
Yeah, can't go that far over.
Nope. Archery Clock says it's not Bombos and Meyer. Okay, and the seat confirms it's Quake. Lovely. So that's an option. You don't want it to be an option, but it is.
Yeah, pendant Meyer without the cane, big time feels bad. Alka, you have to do the front to the dungeon first. Need the big key.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Alka, where are you going? Yeah, let's see where Matkap goes next. It is mirroring, so probably not Smith's just yet. And it'll be Darkest Mountain, which is where there is a lot of checks up here, so this makes sense. As you see a heart container around the desert port.
Already at 14 hearts. Alka does not need that. Matkap going up to Dark Death Mountain first before doing Smith Chain. Maybe the cane's up here and you get to knock out Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I mean, there are 4 checks in the Hookshot Cave and another 2 in the Super Bunny, so... Yeah.
Alka got the big key and noped out of the front. Gonna gamble that second item is on Landmo here.
If not, it's not too bad to run back to the front for the second item.
No.
Yeah, they are very good on health. 14 hearts in blue mail for Elga, 12 in red mail for Matkap, they're fine on that front.
Did Alka skip Spiral Cave?
I think so.
That's where the red mail was.
Yeah, and I think they're wearing blue mail. Like,
Yeah.
nothing in Super Bunny from Matkap, who's gonna go check the TR medallion, which is Bobos.
All right, so we're
Lovely.
gonna need to find that as well now.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
just misses the one cycle.
Yep, just barely. Hookshot Cave's first chest is a red rupee, as Landos gives us $50. There's
Oh.
Bombos.
Key under the mat.
They
But
both have red
alas,
mail? Okay.
no cane though. So Turtle Rock not an option.
Yeah. Okay, chances Urka did do Sprout Cave. It's a little hard to tell with that sprite if it's red mail or blue mail, since different mail grids look different on different sprites. But okay.
Yep. Matkap gonna head up towards gonna turn in the mushroom here, our first look at that, and head towards Catfish as well.
And Urka is in the Mire area, you might as well do Mire.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't see a particularly good reason to not do Mire right now with how the seed's been. I mean,
Here's my reason. Pendant Mire without the cane sucks. That's my reason.
I mean, you're not wrong, but where else are you going? Death Mountain without cane is not the brightest.
I guess that's true. There aren't that many better options. Really I'd rather do Pendant Ice. Not gonna lie. I'm not sure that's the right idea. I'd rather do I'd rather do caneless Pendant Ice without rather than caneless Mire, because if you've got ice, it's full clearable, right? You have to do the bomb jump, but whatever, And I'm famously bad at the Ice Palace bomb jump, and I'd still rather do that. We saw nothing at Graveyard Ledge. Matkap is going to show us King's Tomb here. Presumably, then we'll head over towards the Mushroom and Catfish. King's Tomb, just a red rupee. There's one item in a Mire for a heart container.
Yeah, this will be Catfish and Shroom on Matkap's side. Just cleaning up North Dark World checks. He's already done Zora, so he doesn't need to worry about that. And there's a small key for Alka. And the mushroom giving us some bombs.
Rip the mushroom. We do pick up an extra blue potion there. There's our second item in Mire, a heart piece. So Pendant Mire, rip.
Yeah, unless it somehow turns out that the only bow is on green pendant.
That'd be bad, but we're not worried about that yet.
No, that will not be worried about for a while.
Back to Village of Outcasts. Running out of places for this cane to be.
There aren't. And Yamino is heading back to Village. Matkap's doing cat.
Oh yeah, Alka headed back to another village. Gonna take down Mothula here.
Makes sense. We know this is useful. We know that this isn't much, but they need to do it anyway. So
yeah. And there's one item still in Skull Woods, I believe, too.
No, we saw both. It's
Did we?
The bug net and the
the bug net. That's right. Yeah. So this is perhaps you have to do this. There aren't any items back here, but you get a chance to think about it.
I think this is Smith Chain now for Matkap. Probably Skullwoods and Smith Chain, and I'm seriously thinking that Kane's found itself in Ice Palace today.
Kane very well might be in Ice Palace. Could be on the purple chest too, which we have not seen.
Chest, Ice Palace.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it really is. Because we've seen everything else.
As we are past the 1 hour mark, let's reset a little bit. My name is Tyler Salt. I am joined by Star 1468 here in the commentary booth for this ALTTPR Open League Week 6 matchup between Alkalineace of Reliable Archery Aces and Matkap of Blue Balls United, two teams at the top of the Tower of Hera division in the Open League. We are a bow and a cane of Samaria and a bombos away from go mode here, so still quite a bit for our runners to find. Oh, we did find bombos, that's right, that was up in Hookshot Cave. Alpha just doesn't have that yet, so red cane and bow, what we're looking for here.
Yep.
Seed has been fairly linear so far. Not a ton. This is the first real bit of divergence that we've had in this little batch as Matkap finds the flute on Smiths. We'll see. Looks like they are going to go ahead and pick up the purple chest here. So that's something that Alka skipped. So if this ends up being the red cane, this could turn the tide here. Really the only difference between our runners at this point is that the only check that, let's see, Matkap has been a little bit more thorough, has already done Dark Death Mountain. That's where that Bombos was, and did Zora, which is where that sword comes from, the extra sword there.
Yep. That's down for Ilka, and that is his 5th crystal now. And it activates his flute.
Bow on Laser Bridge? Anyone?
The bow's probably cane locked at this point, yeah.
We've already been through most of Eastern Palace, all of Eastern Palace except for Armos Knights. So.
Wrong flute spot. Matkap. Whoops. There we go. And yet, don't forget to give our runners a follow. Alkalineace and Matkap is a set of my co-com Tyler to our tracker.
Oh, and there's the bow on purple chest.
Oh my goodness. That feels bad for Ilka, who skipped it earlier to go activate his flute for the Mire area, which made sense. It just, yikes. But yeah, and thanks also to our restreamer Yonkers as well. That's an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, so Kane on Armos Knights maybe? Or even worse, on Helma?
I believe Armos Knights is the map or something like that.
Have we already seen all 3 items in Eastern? I don't remember. I guess Kane could be in Pyramid Fairy now as well.
Yeah, I think I remember commenting that we'd seen all the items in Eastern. I could be wrong. It's been an hour.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
And yeah, I don't know. I was definitely not counting items in Pod. And Aura confirms I was not nuts.
All right, so I think Kane at Pyramid Fairy seems really likely here at this point. You'd certainly rather that than it being in Pendant Ice Palace, which is I think the other core possibility here.
Yep.
All right, Alka headed over to turn in the mushroom and do Catfish. Probably going to get his second sword here from Zora, which is nice as well.
Oh yeah, because he does need this as well. He do need 2 swords to beat Ganon. Matkap does do the Skullwood's big chest looking for that second item. Unfortunately, we know it's just sitting on Lamos. Minor time loss here.
Yeah, Pedestal is dead because the only thing that we need now is the Cane of Samaria and Misery Mire's Appendant. So, no Ped.
Yep.
All right, so the question now is, I got two relevant questions now. When does Alka do Purple Chest, if at all? And where's that second bow?
Good chance it's sitting in GT at this point.
There is a good chance that it's sitting in GT. That's true. But really going to be interesting to see whether, like, could Kane be vanilla? No, it cannot be. Cannot be vanilla. Alkalineace has already been into Misery Mire and got both items out of there. A heart container in the bridge chest and a piece of heart in the compass chest.
Yeah. Alka finally getting his Master Sword close to an hour after Matkap. Feels a little bad, but at least you have it.
At least you got it. Alka headed up to Dark Death Mountain. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, GT probably also has a couple swords as well. Still missing some other odds and ends. We are missing 2 fetch quests as well. We don't have the shovel and we don't have the book. And at this point, both the book is a fetch quest.
Don't want to see either of those things.
Nope.
This is going to be a mirror bonk from Matkap. Pro tip, don't mirror directly next to the wall, because no matter where you're coming from, you're almost always going to be walking into that mirror portal from the left-hand side of it, and if you're up against the wall in Misery Mire, you're going to bonk. Alkalineace will get the bad news about Bombos and then the good news about Bombos in quick succession.
Yep. But yeah, this makes sense for a lot of quick checks and info. But it's not the case.
Matkap headed to Mothula here, and then presumably to Armos Knights shortly thereafter.
Yep. So yeah, Pendant Ice or Pyramid Fairy?
Man, I think Pyramid Fairy. Just for our runner's sake.
I'm feeling a little evil and we'll say Pendant Ice.
Yeah, Kane loves to hide out in the Ice Palace vanilla big key chest in the Icebreaker chest. That's
yeah, just like
the second worst place in the game for it to be, other than vanilla.
I'm pretty sure the very first ALTTPR seed I ever saw had a Vanilla King.
That's amazing. It happens there. I feel like I've seen it there more times than should be random. I know it is random, right? But I don't want to fall prey to that fallacy. But it definitely feels like it shows up in both of those places way more than it ought to. It's not true, but it feels true.
Yeah.
And Alka making the play into Pendant Ice.
I mean, this makes sense at this point. Where else are you going for Alka?
You'd almost hope, you'd almost hope that he finds the other bow in here.
So do I, honestly. He does need a bow, and Purple Chest is just really hard around at this point.
Yeah, Purple Chest is hard isolated for Alkalineace. There is absolutely nothing else on the left-hand side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally nothing. It is just Purple Chest.
Yeah, he's done everything else. There could be a bow on Ted, honestly. The other bow, that would be rude.
Also possible, yeah. Matkap doing a good job of just brute forcing that moth fight with Hammer and Red Mail and 13 Hearts.
Yeah. Big key is the second chest of ice for Alka.
First chest.
Yeah, first brain.
It feels like there should be a chest before there, but there isn't.
Yes, evidently.
Matkap off to Eastern Palace. Don't dash upstairs, everybody. Just use quick speed.
Matkap's is going to kill off our most nice. I mean, they're here makes sense.
Yeah, and
Does
you got to do it to get to Pyramid Fairy anyway. So Alka is betting that Kane is here in Pendant Ice. Matkap is betting that it's a Pyramid Fairy. One of them is going to be right.
Most likely. I'm still trying to remember if we saw both the map and the compass in pod.
That's true. I guess there could be something on Helma. I think that there is something on Helma.
That's what my memory is inclined to say as well, but it has been a little while since we were there, so I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, we were in Pendant Pod pretty early, but there was a map in the front. So I think the compass might have been vanilla. I don't remember, though.
I don't either is the issue. Oh yeah, if the Kane's here in Ice Out, that's gonna go to TR. He's also found absolutely nothing in Ice. Now that's
Did
all
Alka
surprisingly...
Did Alka do the right side?
I don't think he did. He's running the cold stare.
That's a choice.
It's routing, yes.
It's certainly a choice.
I was gonna say, I think he might be skipping some stuff, because I was like, that feels like an unusually quick trip through the dungeon. Or Caneless. Oh yeah, the second bow can be in TR, yeah. But we don't know is the thing. It might be helpful, it might not be. We can't say at this point.
Matkap with an unfortunate accidental arrow to the left misses the Armos quick kill. There's our map in Eastern. Crystal number 6.
The second bow could be anywhere. And there's a key on Cold Stare. Fantastic.
With Ice Palace being a pendant, that's a choice that I don't agree with. You've got the hook shot. Just do the right side. I don't know why you would why you would rush to Cold Stare and then go back in. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
You got to do the bomb jump twice. I think this is strictly slower. Especially when you realize that, I guess, this is hedging against, like, the second bow being on Ped, right? Because the Cane can't be there and the first bow can't be there. Because Meyer and Pod, respectively, are pendants. And Cold Stare had a key. And so Cold Stare was Cane locked. So that decision doesn't make a ton of sense to me at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Matkap remembering that we've beaten Aga and we have the mirror so that we can do the big bomb the fun way, the quick way. All right, moment of truth for Matkap here.
Is this it?
Pyramid Fairy gives us a piece of heart and a piece of heart.
That is not it.
That is not it at all.
Shoutouts to our runners' heart counts. Heart counts are usually a good indication of how much they've cleared of the seed. It's kind of bad.
Yeah, 14 and 16 respectively. Matkap following alkalineace into Ice Palace. I think we've got, and I assume that Matkap is gonna not run to Cold Stare because that was a weird decision to make. So Matkap's gonna make up a bunch of time in here.
I mean, it has to be this
extend his lead. Spike Cave has been checked. Yeah.
I mean, it has to be this, or I think maybe Helma. That's, I think, literally.
That's it. That's all we got left. Yeah.
Caneless Ice. Caneless Pendant Ice, everyone. And, Helma. Also a pendant.
Also, if you're just looking for one thing, do the Spike Cave chest, or do the Spike Room check first. You know, you're missing some hearts, but...
And nope! That ain't it. Iced Tea is left, I think? Oh, we've seen Pod. They got everything but Helmasaur in there. Their first glove was bottlenecking the entire seed in the U-root.
So this is
The
going to be
vote
it
was
here in
really,
Spike
really,
Room.
really late. No.
Oh, no. Alkalineace didn't do iced tea?
No,
That
he
makes...
didn't.
Oh, that's right, because he fell. He was setting up for the bomb jump and fell.
Okay. Yeah, so iced tea now. But yeah, we've seen everything that's not iced tea and Helma. That could be that game.
This has got to be Kane or probably Kane or something leading to Kane, and there it is.
There it is! Iced
So
tea.
that's got to feel bad for Alka.
That really does.
All right, Matkap also eschewing the left side. Without a key, it's harder to get over there, but it is possible. But will get this bomb jump correctly, and so we'll get that Kane out of the way. Alka headed up to TR looking for that second bow. Entirely possible it's sitting on Laser Bridge. So, Alka goes up there, finds the bow in TR, probably feeling pretty good. The first bow is in purple chest, which Alka abandoned.
Yeah, I decided to go activate the float and head over to the Mitre Desert area, which also made sense, don't get us wrong. It's just a bit of an ouch right now.
So Matkap did the bomb jump first, but decided to go do these left-hand side chests before Ice Tea. Which is totally reasonable. I think how I would have routed this without a key is you do the bomb jump and then you go north through the spike, the big spike room, the T room, and then do the hook shot room with the berries over to the right side.
Yeah, even with second bows and TR, I think Matkap still had, because Alka still needs to run back down the mountain, do east, and then run back up, which takes a while.
Yes, agreed.
Neither of them have silvers right now.
Yeah, but Alka, and Alka won't at this point, unless that, Alka will not have silvers here. So unless there's no bow here, unless there's no bow here, and silvers are in GT, and Alka gets his bow from purple chest. But if that's the case, then the race is over. So I don't think that we're going to see Alka at Ganon, so it won't really matter. Matkap at 1 hour, 26 minutes, 40 some odd seconds is our first runner into go mode with that Kane in Ice Tea Room. Yeah, and Matkap would get silvers if that second bow is in TR.
Right, yeah, no, I realized that after I said that to Shindy, and I realized I can't. My brain decided to not work. Alright, chain chomps is a small key. And I'm currently looking through the VOD just to see if we did in fact find that compass in pod, because I don't remember. Yes, we did. So yeah, there was an item on Helma. There probably could have been the second bow. No, he saw Pyramid Fairy. That was 2 heart pieces. Matt can't check a different Eastern. Elka does need to open the door to the lava chest because he does not know where his bow is. For all he knows, it's right here, which it could be. Nope, just a key.
Gesundheit.
Yep. Okay, going to check the big chest before we're at Mimic Cave just in case his bow is there, but nope. Some German monk as well. I was speaking a touch of French earlier, and I mostly from keeping it straight, but we're an international community here, and that's I actually do have no what Gesundheit means in this case anyway.
Yeah. So that one was me. So.
Yes. Red Rupee in Mimic Cave is not a bow.
Nope.
And now I missed it, by the way, that the book was in the first chest of TR. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. So Alka's gonna go over there and check. That second bow could be on Ether Tablet.
It could be. It would be an okay placement. Bombo's tablet would be rude.
Yeah. At least with. Yeah. Exactly. So.
Launching an open is fairly easy. I just bring keys and pond. $50 in Crystal Roller. And Matkap also up to 15 hearts. What a healthy seed. They have over 1,000 rupees each, despite both of them paying off Zora.
Yep. Matkap has done Zora and Pod and the Big Bomb and still has 1,200 rupees.
Yep. Alright, Laser Bridge, Compass. Small Key. A Heart Piece. And a Fall. And some arrows.
I'm not sure if there's an item on Trinex, but Alka's obviously going to kill him anyway.
Yeah, I have no idea if Trinex has an item. I was not keeping track. Thinking of how much money they have, there's even more money for Matkap.
Hooray. All right, we got a Hammer Trinex fight come up here. Not a fun fight. This is one of my least favorite fights in the game. Up next to low percent Biddy. My two least favorite fights in the game, I'd say. But with half magic, just spam that fire rod. Oh, was there a key on Laser Bridge? Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Matkap checking these last couple checks, looking for a sword, presumably.
I would assume so.
There's
And
our last item.
Bottle.
Bottle percent.
We're at bottle percent, everyone.
Well, I guess we didn't achieve bottle percent, but we found all of them.
Yeah, because the last one's on Lumberjack Ledge. On my note sheet, I've written down every single major item besides shovels, silvers, Burna, and the last two swords, which is kind of hilarious.
Alka running over to check Ether Tablet here, hoping for a bow. Gonna get the bad news. Well, it might be good news. Could be a bow.
It might be. We don't know. I strongly suspect the second bow is in GT at this point.
Much more likely to be there.
We hope for Alka's sake it's here.
Nope, it's the other cane. So Alka realizes that he's made a terrible mistake.
Where is he going? Oh, Hobo! He never did that. Hobo was, more money, if memory serves.
I believe so.
Is there ever saying something about that relating to Matkap's Houlihan for Zora money?
Matkap, the item in Turtle Rock always comes up in the middle. There you go. And Matkap is headed to GT. We have a couple seconds to play everybody's favorite game, the GT Big Key guessing game. There are 22 locations in the basement of Gannett's Tower. Pick one. Maybe the Big Key's there. You can win some points. And those points are fake.
I'm gonna go with yeah, I'm gonna go with 18.
I'm a 9 man. Go 9.
Elka is fluting to CAC. That is good.
It's the only thing that he's got left. So
Pretty much. This last location, unfortunately, not his time. It made sense too to skip out on purple chest at the time. It just not his luck.
it was defensible. Yeah, I think given I just gotten the flute, right? I probably would have done it anyway because the flute made it so much easier and faster.
Yeah.
Don't walk it down there. Just mirror in flute.
Yeah. But anyway, Matt kept finding check number 1 is the torch with a red rupee on it, so that ain't it.
Oh, he's doing this so he can check Bombo's tablet too, which makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. It would be very funny if it turns out that Bombo's is the other one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure we'd find out. There's Tempered.
5 checks in. We get a Tempered Sword. 6 and 7 here in Hope Room.
6 is $300. 7 is a heart piece. How much money are they going to have the seed with? And Zuka finally gets his bow. Unfortunately, pretty far behind. Supposed to finish Eastern and then run back up the mountain, and Alka is too far behind at this point to catch up, I think. It was a good race, just that bow ending up becoming the difference in the seed. The Open refers to world state. You don't need to do the escape, you just can start and you can go anywhere in the game, basically, with check number, I believe that was 11.
I was so close.
So Prog Mentality wins, I believe. Yep, GG. Yeah, game open is just you start the game with and you don't need to do the escape. You can end the game is open, and because it is just open, there is nothing else going on. You don't start with any items. There's no sanity. There's no entrance random or randomizer or anything else. It's just open. The most standard, boring modes. Yeah.
One of the basic modes. I always want to say standard, right? And that's wrong because we have a mode called standard. Basic is a good one.
Yeah. No, I was about to say standard too, and then I realized, wait, whoops. Yeah, because I think Alka was actually a little bit ahead for much of the race until the bow happened. Yeah, well, that's rando for you sometimes, unfortunately.
As Matkap is headed up the gauntlet and Alka is headed into Armos Knights, can tell you we got a little bit more rando action coming at you today. Right now, right after this race, you can, if you want, hop over to the ALTTPR League 2 for another open league matchup between two top teams at the top of their division. The last Locationeers and yet another bonk. That is Scottish Brave 44 versus Grink. Got Plasma Snake and Radical Sniper on comms there. And a little bit later today, there will also be a couple more open restreams if we get crews for them on League Prime at 7:10 p.m. Eastern, Gilgamesh versus Professional Renderer, and at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Tipsy Tavern Toasters versus Soggy Tea, both of those on League Prime.
Eastern is down for Elka, and Matkap is climbing the tower.
Also got Rando Babies versus the Deadly Case of Explosion, North Smandy versus Super Rando Brothers at 11:10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. That is on League Prime as well.
Don't forget also the Invitational League.
Yeah, I'm pulling that up right now.
I can read that off right now. If you particularly feel like going over to SG2, Team Hime versus Pug Trio, Ravis and Solskjaer are racing each other. 5:40 p.m. Eastern, Dante versus Revenant, the Titan Smiths, and Did You Check Your Boot?
Heard of Dante.
Dante, great. They'll also be on SG2. 6:10 p.m. on SG3, we've got Skull Kids versus Boomer Friendly, Shireen and Scrub Casual. That's a double header because immediately after is the other game match between those two teams, Gamachu and Leviticus. 9:10 p.m. Eastern on SG6 will be Crossroads Key Sanity versus Frozen Leftovers, A0 and Mystic. At the same time on SG5, we'll have Serafinity versus I Like Big Boots, GFE versus Zero Rush, and that's the schedule for the day.
Plenty of rando action for you as Matkap takes a Moldorm fall.
Yep. Open mode, still a busy week here. Some divisions are getting there for deciding who will advance. Some are up in the air still. These two teams are in a pretty good spot. I'm not sure if they're 100% clinched, but they're in a really good place. Both of them as the first and second in their division. They will be tied for first after this race. Actually, at 27 points each, though their second game this week will determine who pulls ahead after this. Pulls ahead at 30.
And then how many points does the third place team have?
As of right now, the Spec Rock Bonkers at 21.
All right, so they have not quite clinched yet. If Spec Rock Bonkers win out, they have a shot.
Yeah, they're still close enough. The Spec Rock Bonkers are releasing the fourth place team in the division this week. He was sitting at 18 points. I think he came from maybe a little too far, but Spec Rock Bonkers, if they win one or both races this week, will also be in contention for playoffs.
Yeah, but these two teams, Archery Aces and Blue Balls United, have their playoff destiny in their own hands. If these teams keep winning, they will be the two playoff participants from this division. And alkalineace, unfortunately, is going full left here and is going to miss out on that big key over in Compass Room.
Yep. Yeah. So the final opponent for the final opponent for Reliable Archery will be a Medicinal Hero Pot next week. Blue Balls United gets the Spec Rock Bonkers next week.
Oh yeah, so that definitely a lot of playoff implications in the next couple of weeks here for this division. Very much not over as we see Matkap into phase 2. Making good use of that cape. And that green potion. So that mimic clip did end up mattering.
Elka finding a whole lot of, not much besides a gold sword in the random room.
Did you find the arrows in Light World? No, I didn't. I bet that means they're on Bombo's tablet.
I think it has to be there, yeah.
Rude.
I think we've seen every... well, no. Does Pet count as Light World?
Pet does count as Light World, so it might be there as well.
Lovely.
Only one or two more spins for Matkap. Oh, could be on Saha too.
Also available. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, second bow can be on Ped. Ped, no reason not to with one bow available.
Then get your GGs in chat for Matkap, who will win this matchup with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 43 minutes, and 53 seconds. GGs.
GG's. Yeah, we'll be hopefully getting both of our runners in for an interview shortly. Keep in mind this is on a 10-minute delay, so they have both actually finished by now. Yeah, 1:43:53. Pretty long for an open seed.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough one there, but well handled.
And salut ALTTPR.
Salut.
Yeah, GG's to alkalineace. Bit of a rough one, unfortunately. How did you feel when you opened up that purple chest?
I know it's instant loss at this moment. I was hoping for it on Bombo's tablet. If it's not on Bombo's tablet, this is a game loss instantly.
Yeah. Unfortunately, like leaving it that long was, totally defensible move. Getting the flute and going and checking Meyer area. Did you consider opening purple chest on that first trip through the smith chain?
I considered it, but I thought it was super bad because if I get a book, basically I have isolated Bombo's tablets and I'm missing a lot of items at this point. So I said, let's find the book before doing this. And I still had quite a lot of things to do, like Desert was a crystal that I could completely clear. Maillard was a pendant that I could check at least. And there was actually a very high chance Maillard had a progression here. So I was very sad when I opened 2 chests and it was 2 bad items. Basically, I less location this bow because after Bombo's tablet, there's just Maillard boss.
Yeah, there's not much else.
Which actually locks this second bow, which is incredible because second bow is Sahasrara.
Oh, was it for sure?
No. It
No?
could be Bombo's tablet or Ped. No.
Or Ped could either.
Oh
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. It could actually be this, but I think it's Sahasrara at this point.
It's very likely.
Yeah. So, yeah. Rough early game too, because I knew it was Agacid, but I just wanted either Lamp or Fire Rod to do it. And obviously I list location Lamp when that's the case.
Yeah, luckily for you, both of you did. The early seed was very linear, and so you both ended up in Aga Tower at approximately the same time, with the only difference that Matkap had that second sword from Zora early on, just because of the order in which he did things.
And it looks like cash on Ped, so it wasn't there.
So Bombo's tablet or Saha with that second bow.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I know it's not bad. I checked it quickly, but yeah. It seems what killed me the most was doing Maillard before doing Ice and finding this Tomaya. then doing Turtle Walk before doing Purple Chest. But basically, Purple Chest was the only light ward check with Hobo I could do before going to Turtle Walk.
Yeah, once you find the cane in Ice Palace, going to TR is, I think, the obvious correct play, right? I like to talk about how their plays can be good and plays can be right, and those two things are separate, right? And that was a good play that happened to be wrong in that case.
Yes, there is no way you could argue doing Purple Chest before going to Turtle Walk in this situation. There's absolutely no way. This is impossible.
Oh yeah, no. It made sense for you, it just felt bad. We were hoping the second bow was available for you, Alka, but no luck.
Honestly, I knew Ice Palace had progression at this point, because after doing this mountain, I was like, there's like the only dense place left is Ice Palace, and I'm missing 2 items. So if it's not in Ice Palace, we buff last location this shit. Because
and Matkap truly last location, or just about last location that bow, the cane, because he already had the bow, and so had already done Eastern and Skull and Pyramid Fairy. So we were at that point we were like, all right, either Pyramid Fairy or Ice Palace is going to have the cane. It's one or the other. There wasn't anything else left. So
basically, I got super baited by that cane. This is sad, but that happens. That's rando.
That is
honestly,
rando.
I hate this seed because it's no. There's actually a good reason I hate this seed. Even if I win, I hate this seed because it's a super linear seed that finishes in a casino go mode location, basically.
Yeah.
So the 2 most boring things that can happen in a seed were in this seed. Like, I don't even care if Aga is in the seed. I don't care. Aga is fine. But linear seed plus casino go mode, no. Just no.
I haven't heard that referred to as casino go mode before, and I really like that. It's just like, well, this thing doesn't lock much, and it's the last thing that we need, and it could be anywhere. So let's just open some chests. We'll see where we win.
Yeah,
it's a great way to describe it, casino.
It's a quite common term used in OTR to describe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And have fun finding the one thing when it could be anywhere variety of hunt.
Yes, especially bow. Because, okay, there's 2 bow, but usually the first bow locks the second. And this bow locks only 1 check. This bow locks actually only 1 check in the entire seed. It's the pod
only
boss.
Saha.
Because Eastern is...
not Saha. Yeah, just Helma. So, yeah.
Just Helma. Only Helma is locked by this bow. So, yeah, this is casino when you search a bow. Yeah. So, yeah, unfortunate.
I'm not sure we're gonna get Matkap in here. There's
might be on the Spanish restream.
Yeah, he might be doing an interview over on the Spanish restream. So as we see Alka, as we see you finishing up the Ganon fight on restream, I'll say GG's. Do your teammates have game 2 scheduled yet this week?
Yeah, it's tomorrow, if I remember correctly. Tomorrow, 1 hour. It's in 25 hours.
All right.
So yeah. Currently we are 9-2, so we still have a chance. Yeah,
you guys are these 2 teams are still very much in the driver's seat as far as the playoffs are concerned.
Yeah, I think there's quite a high chance both our teams will be the top 2 spot. We are fighting for the first one usually.
Yep. Yeah,
unless the third team explodes us these 2 weeks.
Yeah, and Ola Matkap joining us here. GG.
Hello, GG's to Alka and this, and yeah, thank you.
How was this seed for you, Matkap?
It was okay. Honestly, like, I had an extremely linear seed yesterday in SGL, so I wasn't really in the mood for that, but I don't know. And this was so very linear.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
very few decisions to be made until the very end of the seed. Unfortunately, in this one.
So this is what happens when you find Somaria before finding the bow. For me, basically last location bow. So I did TR for nothing.
Yeah, that's a shame because you can go into Meyer and a lot more stuff.
I did
And that could
everything
be.
besides Meyer boss and Bombos tablet. So yeah.
Yes, yes, I did do like all the overworld, and at some point I felt like was maybe like I don't know losing time or something, and with Ice Palace available for so long. But when
Yeah.
at the end at least got the bow out of everything was okay. Like at least there's something, and I did route all the overworld recently for doing everything. East.
Yeah.
So yeah, and at the end it was like 3 items in Meyer, sorry, in Ice, 2 or 1 in Meyer, 1 in Pod, Ice, and yeah, fortunately it worked out.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I just got wrecked by the book location because if I had book, I get the bow before going to Ice Palace, and I definitely go to Ice Palace before going to Death Mountain if I have the bow.
Yeah, for sure.
So oh yeah, I think I think even if I found the bow before Somaria, it's hard for me to win this one. I'm 9 minutes late, so I don't think
guys
I can save 9 minutes like this. I think.
You guys were actually really close until the bow happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, really the only
Unfortunate.
difference in the early game is that Matkap went although like just because of the order in which you did things, Matkap was able to get that bow, or excuse me, not the bow, the Master Sword off of Zora pretty early. And so but otherwise it's pretty similar.
Yeah. I didn't bother about Zora because it was not in logic. I just did Waterfall Fairy and Zora Ledge because I had Boots and Moon Pearl, so there's no reason not to do.
Right.
But I had no money for Zora, so
Yeah.
yeah, it was not in logic, so I just did not bother.
That would made sense. Saved a little bit of time maybe, but it wasn't a huge difference.
Matkap, we're getting some noise through your mic, by the way, if you could
sorry.
mute that out. Sorry, thanks. Sorry about that.
There we go.
So that's gonna be it, I think, for us. Any last words from either our runners?
GG and good luck for tomorrow because you'll need it.
Yeah.
We are taking our revenge tomorrow. I hope my teammate will win this one.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow. They've given us a tough fight. We finally get to tie the group. It hasn't been easy, and yeah, I think we're probably like at this point going to move to both teams on playoffs. So
yeah,
always nice.
And unless there's a problem week 7, there's a high chance we both move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the third place team is the only team that can still make the playoffs, and they do play one of you next week. So there will be, it's still up in the air, but if you two win out, you control your destiny. That other team is going to need help in order to get in. So the road to the playoffs is clear for you guys, and I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah. 2Gs and good luck.
And thanks once again to everybody who made this restream possible, to our restreamer Yorker's wife, to Oro, who hit the buttons behind the scenes for us. They did a fantastic job as always. And thank you, Star. A pleasure to work with you as usual.
Yep. Thank you to Tyler and merci and gracias for our 2 runners for letting us restream this race.
And
thank you to everyone involved with the restream as always.
My pleasure. all kinds of rando action today on the league channels and a bunch of invitational league action on the Speed Gaming family of networks. So check all of that out if you want more rando action today. For everybody here at the ALTTPR League on Twitch, my name is Tyler Salt. Thank you all. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for watching.